Hello, University School. This is Alone Sherman. We are here at FLL Airport, and if you see behind us, what we have is a level of excitement never seen before. We have our Jamba Juice and our headphones in, and there's just this energy, this vibe that we know this trip is going to bring something new. Washington, D.C. was filled with the colors of autumn. Most all of the students were bewildered by the coldness considering we were from Florida. The first stop was the heavy-hearted Pentagon Memorial, which honored the death of 9/11 victims. The memorial contained the name of each victim that died, and the ones facing away from the Pentagon were on the plane, and the ones facing the Pentagon were ones that got killed inside the Pentagon when the plane crashed into it.
It was very interesting. I like the way that they designed it. I think that it was a very clever way of, providing a memorial and a place for contemplation over the terrorist attacks back in 9/11. And, it's a calm place, but it also held a lot of spirituality.
After the memorial, the Holocaust Museum, we went to downtown DC and saw the White House. And as you can see, we're just in the middle of the madness here with all the pictures and the Tumblr jokes and the Instagram hashtags. It's just everywhere. It's uncontainable. There's just no way to contain the madness that's going on right now.
And it's really exciting, but I'm freezing. I'm so cold.
To wrap up this busy day, students went to enjoy Italian cuisine at Buca di Beppo, and students were treated to a family-style dinner complete with spaghetti meat. After a good night's sleep at the hotel, students enjoy beautiful buffets with foods of all sorts. And as the students lined up at the Ford's Theater where Lincoln was assassinated, we learned all about his life and how he was killed. Inside the theater, there was a museum created to honor the history of the theater, DC, and the Civil War.
We're here at the Ford's Theater Museum, and we're spending some time just looking around, reading about what happened with Lincoln and the whole build-up in the Civil War. And since this was a historically important place, this is where Lincoln was shot and killed at the very end of the Civil War.
The next stop for University School was the Capitol, where students were in complete awe of the Great White Dome representing the place where laws were made. Inside this majestic dome, students were in awe of the incredibly mastered paintings on the murals of the walls in the rotunda.
I mostly like the Capitol building, mostly the whole DC area is fantastic. Also like the statue, Vietnam Memorial, and Korean War Memorial, just like a lot of things that commemorate great people.
And as the sun was setting over the city of Washington, D.C., University School went to the memorial of Martin Luther King Jr. His memorial was cut into a block of pure granite that towered over all the students and gave us an astonishing view. From the Martin Luther King Memorial, you could see the Jefferson Memorial as well. Students reveled in the brisk air and dry leaves before leaving for the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Memorial. The next morning, students awakened from their deep sleep to arrive at Arlington Cemetery, the national memorial and cemetery for the United States' most commemorated fallen. Students mourned the deaths of the soldiers and powerful political figures while learning about the nation's war-torn history. At the tomb of the unknown soldier, University School participated in the changing of the guard.
I think it was really great to see all the people who have served our country and honor them, and especially the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The changing of the guards was really cool. It was all really ceremonial, and it was all about honoring the people that have served that we don't know who they are, so it's kind of representative.
And as changing the pace from somber to informative, students had the freedom to go to all branches of the Smithsonian Museum.
So basically we're here in the Smithsonian. We just got a lot of freedom, get to go around to all the museums. And right now we're in the Natural History Museum at the butterfly exhibit. We just came out of a really fun tour of like a little butterfly expedition. It was really cool, and there's tons of things to do here. The trip so far has been great. We've been doing amazing things in such a little span of time, and it's really fun.
When night arrived, University School walked up the steps of the Lincoln Memorial and were humbled by his statue. Next day, students went to the Iwo Jima memorials and were amazed by the scale and message upon these memorials.
We're looking at the Iwo Jima Memorial to commemorate the Marines who were on the Iwo Jima island to fight over for an emergency airliner base so the planes can land.
So far I have to say that my favorite part would probably be today so far, because we're obviously going around to the museums, and I went to the Art Museum, the Air and Space Museum, and it was great. And I think this is really fun that we get so much freedom to do what we like and see what we like. And I think this trip has been a success.
I think walking through history really gives you a feeling. You know that this is something that happened. When you read about it, it's almost kind of detaching yourself from the history. This is something that they did. But at the end of the day, we're all Americans. We're all people, and this is something that we've done. And learning about history is what keeps us from repeating it. So, being able to walk through it and to kind of experience it in your own way helps you to fully, understand it and give you the effect.
Sometimes it doesn't hit home as much if you're just sitting in the classroom, and while you're here, not only do you learn more, but you kind of make memories. Instead of just reading about it, you can see it with your own eyes and learn more about it and understand more. So it's a lot easier to, if you're taking a test on what you did here, you'd be able to say, oh, I did this, 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 this. And instead of being, oh, I can't remember anything in the textbook, so there's a lot of difference. It's been really awesome. I think that it's great because in the classroom, you get a lot of information, but when you're actually there, it kind of sticks more.
You get some time to spend with your friends, but also you get to learn a lot, and it's definitely a change from the norm.
These trips, I think, are really important for the student, just any students really, because it gives them a sense that school is not all sitting down with pen and paper and listening to the teacher lecture you. It's learning and looking all around you to find all different types of learning. You can just go anywhere in Washington, D.C., and I'm sure you'll find something that you'll learn. So school is all about learning. There's an immense database of information here in D.C.
It's changed very drastically because I've always dreamed of coming here, really. I mean, I like seeing everything from my view instead of another person's view. Very interesting how America has rose up to what it is now, especially with the war monuments and the commemorating those who we lost into having this great country.